Greetings, Ian from RTO here. We've got through to Friday again. And Friday means it is live album ranking, and I've got a corker today. Very short one, but an absolute brilliant one. We're going to talk about The Jam, a band that is one of them bands that I wish I'd seen, but I was too young to go to these sort of things when these were at their height. So I've just got their live stuff. I think they're a great band. I've always been into The Jam. You cannot want to listen to their music. Formed in 1972 at Shearwater Secondary School in Woking in Surrey in the UK. Big band, 18 top 40 singles. Disbanded in 1982, but there have been bits released after their split. And of course, we don't have to really tell you who was in The Jam, but I like saying it anyway. Of course, it's Paul Weller on the guitars and vocals, the brilliant Bruce Foxton on the bass, and Rick Buckler on the drums. Three great musicians. They've only released 4 live albums. One of them's a box set, but so you got playing this more than 4 songs, and there's quite a lot of bootlegs out there. Might do some bootleg lives soon, because there are some great bootlegs of bands out there that are really good quality. So we'll have a look at the 4 official releases today. So coming in at number 4 is an album that came out in December 1982, after the split, and it's called Dig In the New Breed. It is an album of collective performances recorded between 1977 and 1982. So the first track is a classic, In the City, that was recorded in 1977. It's raw, it's loud, it's raucous, it's brilliant. All Mod Cons was done at the Rainbow in 1979. Again, it's a great... It's not the best recording, but it's just... the atmosphere is electric. To Be With Someone, Didn't We Have a Nice Time, again, was done at the Rainbow again. It's a really good track. They were done in 1979, and the one at In the City was done in 1977. And then we have another track that was recorded at the Rainbow, It's Too Bad, another good song. Really like that one. Then we move on to the Hammersmith Palais in 1981, and the Start. That's great live. Bruce's bass line on the live version is far heavier than the one in the studio. Big Bird, which is an Eddie Floyd song, from Hammersmith Palais. Good little version of that. Set the House Ablaze, also done at the Hammersmith Palais. Really good version. These are a lot heavier than the ones in the studios. Then we move on to Bingley Hall, Birmingham, 1982. We get Ghosts, good. Standards, In the Crowd, brilliant. Then we move on to Glasgow Apollo. Going Underground, 1982, brilliant version of that. Dreams of Children, good stuff. That's Entertainment, one of my favourite Jam songs. And Private Hell. I do like playing this one because it's got some real rare stuff on it. I think the only downside of it, because it's sort of taken for so many things, the sound is a little bit, the continuity with the sound's not good. But it's a really good album. And the other thing is that the first track is not like the opening track of a set. That's the only criticisms I got of this. But I'm still going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10 because it's a good listen. Okay, then coming in at number 3 is one of these BBC albums, The Jam at the BBC. This one, I think, is a 3 disc or a 2 disc. I think it's a 2 disc set. So the first 4 tracks were done on the John Peel show in 1977, and you get In the City, Art School, I've Changed My Address, and The Modern World. I love these sessions because they are playing live. There's no thing. It's just plug in and go, and the rawness of them tracks is really, really good. So that was on the 26th of April, and they returned on the 19th of July 77 to John Peel again, and they did All Around the World, London Girl, Bricks and Mortar, and Carnaby Street. Really, really good again. It just proves what good musicians these guys were. Terrific recordings of those songs. Then we get some tracks recorded at the BBC Paris Theatre on June the 1st, 1978. We get Into the Street, The Combine, Sounds of the Street, which is fantastic on here. Don't Tell Them That You're Sane. The Modern World, I love the version on here. A Bomb in Wardour Street's brilliant on this. Then we get News of the World. Here Comes the Weekend and All Around the World. Just solid tracks. Then we go on to Discs 2, and again, this is on the John Peel show, recorded on the 29th of October 1979. Thick as Thieves, and a brilliant version of the Eaton Rifles. That bass line just absolutely echoes around the headphones. Saturday's Kids, When We Were Young. Then we've got some tracks done in October 81, recorded in Studio B15. Got Absolute Beginners, brilliant version of that. Tales from the Riverbank is awesome. Funeral Pyre, probably one of the best in-session songs ever recorded. Absolutely brilliant. And then they do a version of Sweet Soul Music. Then the last tracks are recorded at Golders Green Hippodrome on the 19th December 1981. Get the Gift, Down at the Tube Station at Midnight, sounds even better live. Ghosts, a brilliant version of Absolute Beginners. Tales on the Riverbank, these tracks are cool. Precious, Town Called Malice, absolutely brilliant live. The crowd were going wild. In the Crowd, Circus, Pretty Green, Start, and Boy About Town. Once again, the BBC, they come up with these great package albums. I've got so many of different bands, and they're all really good. I love playing this one, and I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Okay, then, coming at number 2 for me is just called Live Jam, and this was released in 1993, and it was recorded between 2nd of December 1979 and 2nd of December 1982. So on this good album we have got The Modern World, Billy Hunt, Thick as Thieves, Burning Sky, Mr. Clean, then Smithers Jones, Little Boy Soldiers, which is absolutely terrific on here. A great version of the Eaton Rifles again, Away from the Numbers, some really deep cut tracks on this one. Down the Tube Station at Midnight, Strange Time, When We Were Young, when you're young, sorry. A Bomb in Wardour Street, Pretty Green, Boy About Town, Man on the Corner, which is brilliant. Then we have a Little Kinks track called David Watts. Funeral Pyre was brilliant on here. Move on Up, which is a Curtis Mayfield cover, really good. Carnation, The Butterfly Collector, and Precious. Town Called Malice, and then they do a version of Heatwave just to end the show. 24 great songs, been remastered. The package is good. I've cleaned them up a bit. The rawness is still there though, and I love this album. You've got some of the deep cut tracks, Answer the Hits, absolute wonderful package. Play this loud and be proud. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 9.5. But my number one live album by the Jam is this 6-disc collection of performances. It's called Fire and Skill. It was released in 2015, and it incorporates 6 previously unreleased live concerts between 77 and 82. The title of the collection refers to a motto inscribed on Paul Weller's guitar amplifier. So the first one is Live at the 100 Club. We've had a few from the BBC things. So you got I've Changed My Address, Carnaby Street, Modern World, Time for Truth, Corking versions, very young raw band. Then we got So Sad About Us, London Girl, In the Street Today is amazing. Standards, All Around the World, London Traffic, Heatwave, Sweet Soul Music, Bricks and Mortar, Into the City, Art School, Back in My Arms, Slow Down in the Midnight Hour, Sounds from the Street, Talking My Love, In the City, Encore. What a performance. There from the early days. And then we got Live at the Music Machine in 1978. This one kicks off with the Modern World, London Traffic, I Need You, the Combine, Aunties and Uncles, it's brilliant on that. Standard, Here Comes the Weekend. Sounds on the Streets, some awful. It's alright, I've got a bunged up nose. I'm trying to say some excellent tracks on here. London Girl, In the Street Today, Bricks and Mortar, probably my favourite version live. In the Midnight Hour, Carnaby Street, All Around the World, Slow Down, News of the World, which is a sound chat track, bonus track. Then the next disc is done at the Reading University in 1979. We got the Modern World, Sounds from the Street, it's brilliant. Away from Numbers, All Mod Cons, To Be Someone, It's Too Bad, Mr. Clean, Billy Hunt, In the Street Today, Standards, Tonight at Noon, Down at the Tube Station at Midnight, News of the World, Here Comes the Weekend, Bricks and Mortar, and a little bit of the Batman theme. The Place I Love, David Watts, Heatwave, A Bomb in Wardour Street. And then the next disc is done at the City Hall in Newcastle. Many of our gigs have been recorded there. And this one was done in 1980. So we got Intro, Dreamtime, Thick as Thieves, Boy About Town, brilliant. Monday's brilliant on here. A brilliant version of Going Underground. Pretty Green, Man in the Corner Shop, just a great track. Set the House Ablaze, Private Hell, These Are Radley, Dreams of Children, The Modern World, Little Boy Soldiers, But I'm Different Now. Start, probably one of the best versions. Scrape Away, Strange Town, When You're Young, Eaton Rifles Again, absolutely killer version. Billy Hunt, a brilliant version of Down in the Tube Station at Midnight. To Be Someone, A Bomb in Wardour Street, and David Watts. Then we move on to the Hammersmith Palais. With 1981, we get The Gift. And Down at the Tube Station at Midnight to kick this one off. Man in the Corner Shop, Ghosts, absolute beginners. A brilliant version of Town Called Malice. Set House of Blaze. And then we get That's Entertainment and The Tales from the Riverbank together. Absolutely stunning version. Precious, Happy Together, In the Crowd, and David Watts. Boy About Town, Pretty Green. The Funeral Pyre is brilliant on here. Circus, Going Underground, Big Bird, Little Boy Soldier. And then the final disc is probably one of their final shows from December 1982. Opens up with Start, brilliant. It's Too Bad. Beat Surrender, what a great live version that is. Ghosts, In the Crown, Boy About Town, Get Yourself Together, All Mod Cons, To Be Some Others, Smither Jones, The Grace of Depression, Move On Up. This is just a great set. I wish I would have been there. When You Were Young, David Watts, Private Hell, Down in the Tube Station at Midnight, Mr. Clean, Trans Global Express, Going Underground, Always Got the Crowd Going, The Butterfly Collector, Dreams of the Children, and The Gift. This has got to be an ultimate for all Jam fans. When I listen to these, this is where I really wish I would have been old enough to go. I mean, when all this, I was a young lad, but I love the music and I love this box set. And it's my number one because it's the history of the band live. So I can only give this one mark, and that's a 10 out of 10 because it's one of the best box sets of music that I've got. I mean, okay, I've got it on CD, but well, I had it on CD because I had to get rid of all my CDs, but I've still got it. I've got it on my iPod, so it's just a brilliant, brilliant box set. There we go. A band that is very close to my heart for what, you know, I just love the sound they created. Okay, I'll be back later where we have got a one-off album. And this is Exit Here by Vestro Barrow, a band from Ireland. It's the only album they made. It's a pretty good album as well. So I'll be doing that one very soon. So I'll see you later. Bye for now.